It is that time of month again where we are going to pick my August TBR. I am so excited for this month. Also, happy August. I figured it was quite appropriate to, at least in my household, to use my little pumpkin cup. I have a little decaf pistachio chocolate latte in here, and it is way better than I thought it was going to be. Highly recommend. So cheers to a new month. We are gonna pick out our TBR. So if you have not picked out your TBR yet, this is your sign. Go grab your books or go by your bookshelf or look at your Kindle and let's figure out what we are reading this month. So we will talk about this more in the reading wrap up, but I did not stick to my TBR at all. I don't even know how many books I read on it, if I even read any. So hopefully it is different this month. I feel like I have a good selection. I have a lot of new books on here, not because I went shopping, but because I swapped a lot of the books from my bookshelf to my cart and vice versa. So we still have quite the variety. And the ones on the top are the books that I read in July, which, as I said, we will talk about during the reading wrap up. But with that said, July was definitely my best reading month. I don't know how many I read, but I think at least 8. And so I'm kind of thinking, I do have kind of a busy month in August, but I'm thinking of doing 8 again. With that said, I'm not like in full fall mode, like I'm just like easing in. Will I be drinking pumpkin spice on August 1st? Absolutely. I've been saving my creamer for it and listening to my fall playlist and prepping my apartment to decorate. But I want to save some of my like really good books for fall that I have on my TBR for September and October still. So we're still like easing in, but I'm definitely not really in a summery mood either. So with that said, we're gonna go through, we're gonna kind of just pick off of vibes. And now I do have some NetGalley books. If you don't know what NetGalley is, it is a platform for readers to review books, a lot of them being advanced reader copies. So sometimes like uncorrected versions, they might have some typos or glitches or whatever, or they're just not released yet and they're looking for some feedback. So that's been really exciting. I only recently signed up for that. But with that said, I didn't realize how it worked and I accidentally signed up for way too many books, not expecting to be approved, but I got approved for so many. So I'm thinking of pulling maybe 4 of them from that list and 4 of them from here, just because I do need to read them. Hi, Perito. Let's get started. I have such a good variety on here. I want to read them all. I am so torn about what to do this month. And I posted some TikToks in July that got a lot of feedback on fantasy books and one other book in particular that I'm thinking of adding to this month's TBR. So I think we'll start with that one because I feel like it'll give me direction. So I also have books on this side as well. This is just my iPad. The first book being Magnolia Parks. Now, I was not expecting to put this on my TBR ever again, to be honest, because I tried reading it and I only got maybe 30% of the way in before DNFing it because I thought it was like a romance book, but it's also been compared to Gossip Girl style. Like it's very toxic. And the main thing that turned me off was there's a lot of cheating that happens, which I just don't personally like that. And that is in a book, and especially in my brain, I thought this was romance. And I guess it's not. A cheating trope is like an absolute no for me. Like that is such a turn off. But I got so many comments saying that the series is worth it. And everyone just said to like power through the first one. And so I feel like I should. And I also have like the original cover. This is what the new cover looks like, which they're both gorgeous. The covers for all of these books are beautiful. There's 2 girls, I think, that the series is based off of, Magnolia Parks and Daisy Hates. And they kind of go like one after the other. But to me, the covers are so beautiful and so fun. Like, look at all of the details on here. To be honest, I don't really know how to explain what it's about. Let's ask Google. Because when I went into this the first time, I just kind of went into it blind. The series follows Magnolia Parks, a fashion-obsessed socialite in London, and her complicated on-again, off-again relationship with BJ Valentine, the infamous bad boy of their elite friend group. Their toxic, magnetic love story is at the heart of the books, filled with heartbreak, betrayal, emotional baggage, and undeniable chemistry. The series includes several books told from different characters' perspectives, creating a rich, interconnected world. It's not your typical fluffy romance. Expect lots of angst, emotional turmoil, and addictive storytelling. I have heard so much about the series. I know this is so many people's favorite series. I'm just really curious, and a lot of people said to just have a different mentality when going into it. Kind of more just treat it like a TV show rather than like a love story, and it'll be a lot more enjoyable. So we're gonna do that. And for some reason, I felt like it would be good for the fall. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know what season it is set in. Like I said, I got like 30% in and I don't really remember it. And that was a couple years ago. So this is book number 1. At some point, I really want to read this book by Stephen King. I may read it in October or November, but I am so intimidated by this. Oh, less pages in the Bible. The Bible is currently the longest book I've ever read. and I'm still reading it. Moving on. Now I'm gonna pick from NetGalley just to keep it interesting. Okay, so I have quite a few. Okay, there's one book in specific that I'm so excited to read, and I got an ARC for it. I have been following the author since she first advertised for it. I think she's doing the best advertising for it. Clearly I was sucked in, and it screams 90s fall, and it is so cute, and that is If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia, and it comes out September 2nd. The description in NetGalley literally says, grab your favorite fall candle, cuddle into a comfy blanket, and travel back in time to 1997 in this cozy slow burn romance set in autumn glow of small town Vermont. It is like cliche fall. So here's my thought. I know I just said like we're easy into fall. I still need at least like 1 or 2 fall books in here for when I'm craving reading a fall book, but I think the rest will be pretty like general, like how Magnolia Parks is. So I kind of want to add that book. And the cover is everything. So this is about a girl who ends up taking over her mom's bed and breakfast in Copper Run, Vermont. She just got a divorce, and I think our male love interest is the next door neighbor, who's apparently a small town golden boy and a single dad extraordinaire. And she's only there for 3 months until she passes the inn off to her little sister and gets the promotion in Seattle that she's been working towards. To me, it just sounds like the perfect cozy fall read. It kind of almost sounds like a Hallmark movie for sure. I cannot wait to see what that book is about and if it lives up to the hype. Okay, so that's book number 2. I feel like we need a mystery thriller. Okay, I was kind of thinking Stalking Jack the Ripper, but it's not really calling to me much anymore. So I think instead we're gonna go with Famous Last Words by Gillian McAllister. Jillian. One morning he's your husband, by nightfall he's a criminal, and these are his famous last words. So I think her husband disappears, and then all of a sudden, like all over the news, there's a bunch of like stories coming out about him saying that there's a hostage situation and that her husband is involved. He leaves her a note. It says what she does next is crucial because only she knows what the note he left behind that morning says. It's a story of crime and marriage and more secrets than Camilla ever could have imagined. This sounds really good, and I haven't heard many people talk about it, so I think that it'll be a fun one. I love a good mystery thriller, so I feel like that would be perfect. So that's book number 3. Now we have one that's a little bit different for me, which just sounds really interesting, and to be honest, I'm very intrigued by the cover, and that is The Island of Last Things by Emma Slowly. So I got the audiobook for this, and it says it's sci-fi and fantasy, just general fiction, but it says a soaring, propulsive, and unforgettable novel about 2 zookeepers at the last zoo in the world. Now I'm very curious to see where this goes because I'm very hit or miss with the zoos. Like, I'm not a big fan of zoos. We have one here that the only reason why they're there is because they can't survive on their own in the wild, which I think is incredible that they take care of them. So I'm curious to see what this is about. It definitely sounds outside of my comfort zone, especially if it's got like sci-fi and fantasy vibes to it. So I think I'm gonna add that to our list. So that comes out August 12th of this year. So if you are interested in reading it, it does come out very soon. So it says, our main character has always preferred animals to people. The wild has nearly disappeared, but as a zookeeper at the last zoo in the world on Alcatraz Island, she spends her days caring for chimpanzees, frogs, and a restless jaguar. Brutal cartels fight to shape the world's future, but Camilla is safe within her routines until a new zookeeper arrives from Paris. So I'm curious to see the story that goes along with that description. Overall, I think that the cover is really funky and like cool, so I'm excited for that. So I think that that'll be fun and different for me. So that's 4 books. I feel like I need a good rom-com on my list this month, so I think we're gonna go with Love Interest by Claire Gilmore. The cover is also so adorable. I try not to judge books by the cover, but as a creative person, it's not that easy. So our main character is Casey. She is a 24-year-old finance expert working in Manhattan. I guess there's an open position at her company, a magazine powerhouse. So she's kind of taking it as a sign to go for it, but she's passed over for the job by the board of chairman's son, Alex Harrison. He's Harvard educated and everyone loves him except for her, of course. But then they are thrown into the same project and they discover something about their company. So sounds like it is definitely gonna be enemies to rivals, which is gonna be super, super fun. So I'm excited. I feel like we need a little cute, girly, little rom-com. At least I hope that's what this is. Okay, I'm gonna add another cute little like rom-com, because I feel like I've been in such a rom-com or mystery thriller mood. Like those are just my genres. I need those, but I am stepping outside of the box a little bit this month, so we'll see. The next book that we have is The Heartbreak Hotel, which as an Elvis lover, love the title, by Ellen O. Clover, which is such a cute name. So it says, a bed and breakfast for the brokenhearted might hold the key to another chance at love in this achingly hopeful debut romance. That's so exciting. So this one releases on September 23rd. So our main character, Louisa, has a degree in counseling, a wealthy boyfriend, and a sunny outlook on life, but then suddenly she is dumped and left unable to afford rent in their gorgeous house in the mountains of Colorado. She decides to ask her landlord, Henry Rhodes, to let her stay for free in exchange for renting out the house's many rooms as a bed and breakfast. Oh, that's so cute. That's like so different. She's shocked when he agrees to her terms and is even more surprised to discover Henry is handsome, 30-something veterinarian with silver at his temples and sadness in his eyes. I can't. But he doesn't take it well when Lou starts marketing her bed and breakfast as a retreat for the recently heartbroken. That sounds so fun. The cover is adorable, and I feel like it's a twist on a lot of stories like this. It's a fun sounding debut book, that's for sure. Now we get to pick one more physical book and one more NetGalley book. Let's see. I want to do fantasy this month. Actually, I think I'm gonna pick 2 more books from my cart because there's 2 that are eyeing me. Yeah, there are 2 on here that I think I want to read this month. So I posted a video talking all about how I'm new to fantasy, and out of these fantasy books that I own, which one should I start with? And a lot of people said Fourth Wing, which I will get to, but in my brain, because that one is like the most hyped up book, I feel like I have to work my way up to it. So I'm not a big fantasy reader, but I'm trying to get into it, which is why I posted that video. The other book, aside of the cozy mysteries that I posted, was Powerless, which I also want to get to as well. I could just do this one. Crap, now I can't decide. I was gonna start with this and then go to this, but now I'm kind of drawn to this, and now I feel like we need to do this one. Am I gonna do it? Am I finally gonna put this on my TBR? Okay, I lied. We're doing this one. Not Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia for Fairies, but we are gonna save this one. This one is, I think, YA, so it should be easier to digest. I also love the cover. She's so cute and she's so like small, like she's so compact. Okay, so the cover says, hunted hunter destined for each other. She is the very thing he has spent his whole life hunting. He is the very thing she has spent her whole life pretending to be. And fate ensured that they would find each other. And straight up, I have no idea what this is about, so I'm just gonna read this and we're gonna find out together. Oh, look how pretty. That's so fun. It says, only the extraordinary belong in the kingdom of Isla, the exceptional, the elites. The elites have possessed powers for decades, gifted to them by the plague, while those born the ordinary are just that, banished from the kingdom of Isla and shunned by society. No one knows this better than Peyton Gray, an ordinary posing as a psychic to blend in with the elites. But when she unwittingly saves one of Isla's princes, Kai, she's thrown into purging trials and brutal competition showcasing the elites' power. If the trials and the opponents within them don't kill her, the prince she's fighting feelings for will if he discovers what Peyton is, completely ordinary. I don't know, this sounds like a fun adventure. So we're gonna try this out. I feel like maybe I'll do a reading vlog on this. I don't know. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. Just trying out fantasy because so new to it, I don't really know. The last book that I'm gonna add is The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young. I have heard only good things about this. A woman risks everything to end her family's centuries-old line curse, solve her mother's disappearance, and find love in this mesmerizing novel from the best-selling author of Spells for Forgetting. In a small mountain town of Jasper, North Carolina, which is perfect because we might be going to North Carolina this month, June Farrow is waiting for fate to find her. The Farrow women are known for their thriving flower farm. How beautiful is that? Also, I can't believe I got that out in one take. Thriving flower farm, and for the mysterious curse that has plagued their family line. The whole town remembers the madness that led to Susanna Farrow's disappearance, leaving her daughter June to be raised by her grandmother and haunted by rumors. It's been a year since June started seeing and hearing things that aren't there. Faint wind chimes, a voice calling her name, and a mysterious door appearing out of nowhere. Signs of what June has always known is coming. But June is determined to end the curse once and for all, even if she must sacrifice the hope of love and a family of her own. After her grandmother's death, June discovers a series of cryptic clues regarding her mother's disappearance, except these only lead to more questions. But could the door she once assumed was a hallucination be the answer she's been searching for? The next time it appears, she realizes that she can touch it and walk through the threshold. Sorry, this is really long. We're almost done. And when she does, she embarks on a journey that will not only change both the past and the future, but will uncover the lingering mysteries of her small town and entangle her heart in an epic star-crossed love. Has romance romance, mystery, and a touch of the impossible. A story you will never forget. Has really high ratings on Goodreads as well. It's way over 4 stars. So I feel like this is gonna be fun. It sounds magical. It sounds mysterious. Like, I just feel like this is gonna keep me hooked. So I don't know about you, but I think that that is a great selection for the last book on our August TBR. These are all of the books on our August TBR. Let me know if you've read any of these and what is on your August TBR, and let me know if you want any reading vlogs out of these. I may film a couple this month, we shall see. But anywho, let me know your thoughts, and if you did like this video, please consider subscribing. It would mean the absolute world to me. And if you want to see more cozy book content, feel free to follow me on my other social media platforms. Otherwise, that is it for today's video. Happy August. Let's make this month a magical one, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.